momentarily.
It will indeed. Trailer firing the...
Nine. 1B. 11. 1A. 1. 1B. 12. 1A. 40. 1B is the 8. Yep. Get that? 8. 1A, 9, 1, 40. 1B, 11, 12, and 8.
To the 5. Countdown has begun for Unlimited 1A.
All 3 boats in the water.
Yes, sir.
Rivertown Bar and Grill. 3 boats.
This one sponsored by Rivertown Bar and Grill. This will be interesting in a lot of different ways. All 3 drivers have been on this river before.
Yes.
2 of the 3 drivers have won here before. All 3 have been in competition here before. All 3 know this is not necessarily the best place to be on the inside.
Yeah.
But it's how much of the dice do you want to roll, how early in the day?
Yeah. Well, to me, the old saying goes to mind, and I use a golf terminology, you can't win the tournament on Thursday, but you can lose it.
Same as the first corner.
Exactly. And also in Heat 1A, you can't win the Gold Cup in the first corner, but you can lose it.
But you can lose it. And you heard Jimmy Shane talk to Rob a little bit ago. Photographers, get your camera ready because that first turn is rough. You're going to see some boats in the air.
Yeah, and I would say, for the most part, they will, and I like to use the term tiptoe through that corner a lot. And I have a feeling that's probably going to be the case until we get to the final.
Well, and, you know, bottom line is you want to be able to run at 5:30. We have 6 boats here. I will use the assumption very loosely that we'll run 4 and 2 trailers, 4 on the front line and 2 trailers. That is just an assumption. All things considered, everybody makes it, survives until the 5:30 final.
Yeah.
That being said, you can't run in the final unless you make it there, and you've got to keep it all in one piece. So back to your point, you can't win the Gold Cup in Heat 1, but, man, you can lose it, and you can lose it badly, not only for yourself, but other people if you try to do more than what you need to. And, again, always to remember in a situation like this, and I don't know how they've laid it out at drivers' meetings, but you want to be on the front row. You gotta assure yourself that. You don't want to start from the trailer position, but you actually have to survive the 3 elimination heats to get there.
Right. And to me, that's the most important thing on everybody's mind, because Jimmy Alston said, you know, it's going to be exciting for the fans, but us drivers are going to have to use our heads.
Very much so. And, you know, don't lose it in the first heat.
Right.
And it's always been my philosophy for heat number 1. Always, and this is a little different today because there's only 6 boats. When there's 10 or 11 or 12 boats that are participating and you eliminate boats from going in the final, this first set of heats is always the second most important heats of the weekend.
Yep.
If you score poorly here, your time, your effort to get to the final is going to be compromised.
Yeah.
If you score well here, you've set the day. You have set the tone for the day if you can score well in the first heat.
Yeah, and we've seen that in numerous times, whether it's at Detroit or Tri-Cities, and I'm not talking about the Gold Cup. You want to put yourself on the front row. If there's a 4 or 5 boat heat, again, this is not today, but if there is, and you win or but then have a penalty, and you go from 400 to 127 points, which is 5th place points.
Right.
4, 3, 2, 1.
1 to the 5. If you couldn't already hear that.
Rivertown Bar and Grill as the heat sponsor for Heat 1A here at the 2021 APBA Gold Cup, presented by Nucor of Madison. Or it's the Grand Prix America Series presented by Knighton Industry. So we'll see boats on the water here within the next minute. 3 boats. This will be a 2 3-boat heats. It'll be 3 boat heats for the afternoon until we get to the final at 5:30. And then, of course, we'll run 1A and 1B for the Unlimiteds, run 2A and 2B for the Grand Prix America hulls. And everybody in the pit area working, Travis, knows it is going to be a quick, fast-paced day. You better be ready. You better be planning ahead, because it's not a day where we're going to wait for you.
Yeah, we're not going to wait. That's because we're going to go.
Yep.
We've got to go. 3, 2, 1, mark. 5 minutes, green flag on the course, and the boat should be able to leave the dock.
And with that, Dave Billwalk will be the first one to spool up and leave the pit area, and the U40 Beacon Plumbing. Stop freaking, call Beacon. Okay, Hill. And the Beacon Plumbing sponsorship.
Jimmy Shane and the Goodman Real Estate Home Street Bank headed out as well. And Corey Peabody and the Pinnacle Peak Consulting, all 3 H1 Unlimiteds are up and running as we are at 4:15 before the start.
The question you asked me yesterday, and I was going to check, and I was just sitting here thinking about it as Corey Peabody gets up on plane. Last year, Dave Billwalk raced before this year was 2014.
14.
Because him and Jimmy Shane had some
issues. At Tri-Cities and Seattle, I believe. Is that right?
You are correct.
Yeah. With the Elam boat,
No, it would have been with Shoemaker's boat.
Shoemaker's boat. Dave Billwalk cuts the Grand Prix course, headed from back to front. Jimmy Shane going to go all the way up into turn 2. 3:30 before the start as Billwalk crosses the start-finish line. Corey Peabody is headed that way as well.
Headed up towards the bridge as Jimmy Shane is up in turn 2. Billwalk in 1, Shane and Peabody up in 2, with now approaching 3 minutes to go before the start.
3 minutes right now.
I like this on the TV screen too.
Oh yes,
That's
Mr. Tate told us it would be on there, and
that's fantastic. Jimmy Shane across the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. Dave Billwalk once again goes to the infield as Corey Peabody comes down across the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line, and then Dave Billwalk will follow suit in the U40 Beacon Plumbing. Shane down in 1, Peabody just about to get to 1, and Billwalk will go down to 1 as well.
Turn number 2, just past the Milton Madison Bridge.
So all 3 in the lower corner now headed up the backstretch. 2:20 before the start of Heat 1A.
I'm going to assume, and this is horrible to do, especially when you're trying to guess lane assignments for heat, what everybody wants to do.
Yeah.
I would assume most will want to go up underneath the bridge, although Billwalk has not gone out underneath the bridge in this 5-minute period.
Not yet.
2 minutes to go.
Corey Peabody going to cut the course from back to front.
That's why it's not good to assume. Dave Billwalk will
cut as well. 145.
So there's Billwalk cutting the course. Shane will come out of 2 and come down the front straightaway. Peabody's going to go down into corner number 1. We are at 1.5 minutes, and he's a tad early as Corey Peabody. He will not be able to slough off enough speed. Shane is going to hustle down across the start-finish line. Peabody will have to go quickly up and cut through. Billwalk is going way wide. He wants the outside lane.
He may have to still start out there.
Oh, that's right, from last weekend.
Because he only raced in 1 heat. He had to do it in 2. So
you're right. So Corey Peabody will cut through the infield, and he'll go down and join the cast and crew. Now he's going to cut the infield again and go over and join Jimmy Shane and Dave Billwalk.
So Peabody will cut it again.
Shane will go to the buoy line. He's going to be on the inside. Peabody in 2, and Bill Walk will be on the outside. That's a great point.
Yep.
He only ran 1 heat at Guntersville, so he's still got 1 more heat to go.
To start on the outside, we're at 40 seconds before the start. Of course, now that we go up under the start up under the Madison Milton Bridge, scrub off a little more speed than you could when we turned short of the bridge. So I think everybody's going to be okay. 27 seconds before the start.
20 seconds as they go through the turn 2 sequence. It'll be Shane off the turn first, Peabody off the turn second, Bill Walk trailing behind. We are at 8 seconds as they head down towards start finish. Jimmy Shane carrying a whole lot of boat speed down. 3, 2, 1. Good start right here, and Jimmy Shane will lead him across the start finish line. Shane, Peabody, Bill Walk, 1, 2, 3, down to that treacherous corner number 1. It'll be Jimmy Shane turning left first. Shane negotiates the turn, off the turn, and up the back stretch, and he'll hold the lead by about a rooster tail over Corey Peabody.
And it is Jimmy Shane in the U1, the Goodman Real Estate Home Street Bank, in first place comfortably by about 2 rooster tails over Corey Peabody. Dave Vilwalk is in the rooster tail of Corey Peabody. I lost him for a minute. I couldn't see him as they head to the Madison Milton Bridge for the first time.
It'll be a 3-lapper. They're on lap number 1. Shane gets to the entrance pin of turn 2. He'll turn to the left and head down towards the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. Dave Billwalk trying to track down Corey Peabody, and they're going to come out of corner 2 side by side. Peabody, Billwalk side by side. Shane's moved over to the middle of the river. He's coming straight down towards the start-finish line. It'll be Jimmy Shane completing 1 with 2 more to go. 1 down, 2 to go for the Goodman Real Estate presents the Miss Home Street. Billwalk will move over into Jimmy Shane's wake in second place. Corey Peabody in third. Billwalk on the outside, Peabody on the inside, and they'll get to turn number 1.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Dave Billwalk has tried to move over a little cleaner water. Peabody tiptoeing his way through the turn, trying to make up time. He's got the shorter way around, but Billwalk still with about a rooster tail lead over Peabody for third. Jimmy Shane, no problems back to the front of the field, though, as he, as Tim mentioned, moved over to about lane 2 or 3 to get away from the pins. And the race right now is for second. It's all Jimmy Shane at the top end.
Jimmy Shane at the entrance pin of 2. He'll negotiate turn number 2 around the apex, around the exit pin. He'll tighten the turn up a little bit closer this time as Billwalk and Peabody both enter turn number 2. It's Shane down underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. The white flag flying. 1 more lap to go in the Rivertown Bar and Grill, Heat 1A. Jimmy Shane will cross the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. Down in second place will be Dave Billwalk in the U40, the Beacon Plumbing, and he is all over the front straightaway trying to get over in Jimmy Shane's wake. And now second or third to Corey Peabody in the Pinnacle Peak Consulting. Shane off the exit pin of turn number 1.
Yep, looks pretty nice, clean turn there for Jimmy Shane for the final time of this heat. Billwalk, he makes it through all right as well. Peabody halfway through the turn now. Some pretty rough water down there. And he will exit turn 1 and head up the back straightaway. He's pretty much relegated to third. But it's all Jimmy Shane in the U1 Goodman Real Estate Home Street Bank. 1 more turn to go for 400 big points.
Jimmy Shane up to corner number 2. He'll negotiate around the entrance pin. He'll go a little wider this time, Will Shane, off the exit pin as Dave Billwalk gets to the entrance pin of turn 2 in the U40 Beacon Plumbing. Shane underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. Checkered flag flies. A good start for the U1. Goodman Real Estate presents the Miss Home Street. Jimmy Shane with a first place finish. Dave Billwalk comes down the front straightaway. A nice run for the U40. Much better performance today than we saw last week. It's Dave Billwalk in the Beacon Plumbing with second. Corey Peabody coming down underneath the bridge and towards the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. He will finish in third. it will be Heat 1B coming up in just a few minutes.
5:50 before the start.
Yep. Jeff Bernard signing an autograph, too. Should be an interesting Heat 1B, especially with the 12 and the 8.
Yeah, both J. Michael and Andrew both like the inside lane. And again, we go back to what we talked about before 1A. Lane 1 might not be the place to be, and you tell a great story that Steve David told you about the inside lane.
Yeah. I asked him before a final one year, you want the inside lane? He goes, ooh, maybe,
Yeah.
but maybe not. But if I'm on the inside lane and I'm hauling butt all the way down to the first corner, I better be doggone sure when I turn left, I'm going to hold my lane all the way through, and I'm not 100% sure I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the inside lane is typically the place to go, but not always.
But not always. The U8, the Miss Tri-Cities, with J. Michael Kelly first to leave the dock, followed by the U11, J&Ds with Jamie Nielsen and Andrew Tate, and the U12, Graham Trucking, all three unlimiteds up and on plane for Heat 1B, coming up in 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
All right, boats down in the lower corner. J. Michael Kelly will lead him out of the corner and up the backstretch. And when you look at J. Michael Kelly, and one of the things that you think about is somebody very, and it's not that anybody else isn't, but he is very tactical for trying to get his timing marks to get the inside lane.
Very much so. See if anybody decides to cut, and that would be J. Michael Kelly. Will cut the Grand Prix course and head toward the start-finish line French straightaway. Andrew Tate and Jamie Nielsen going to go all the way up to turn 2.
Yep. See if he'll go all the way down, or will he cut?
Nope, all the way.
Oh, he's going to go all the way down. Jamie Nielsen and Andrew Tate up in turn 2.
3:15 before the start.
So one boat going up the back stretch, 2 coming down the front straightaway towards the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. Here comes Andrew Tate by start-finish now. Here comes Jamie Nielsen by start-finish now.
Another safety zone that I failed to mention prior to 1A. To the left, the Milton Madison Bridge, just to the left of it. All that infield space, you turn number 2, and that space between there, you can't go in there.
Nielsen and just now getting ready to exit turn 1. Andrew Tate up the backstretch. We look toward the upper end of the course. J. Michael Kelly's decided to go all the way down to turn 2 and 2.5 before the start. And to wait and see if we're going to get another cut or 2. Andrew Tate, no. Jamie Nielsen, no.
Now everybody will go up and go through and come back down.
Yep.
So J. Michael Kelly going to have his choice of lanes unless somebody decides to leapfrog. Now JMK will pick up the pace coming down the front straightaway a little bit. Now he gets out of the throttle at 2 minutes to go before the start.
And is he going to cut?
He can't cut till down here.
Yeah, he's okay.
He turned left to go to the inside. So that answers that question.
Yeah, now he's going to cut to the backstretch.
Yeah, because he may be a little quick.
Yeah, I think he is.
So what will Andrew Tate do? Will he go on down? Yep, he's going to go on down.
At 1:35.
And I think Andrew Tate not in bad shape coming off the corner.
J. Michael's going to cut up here at the Grand Prix again. So J. Michael may have hurt himself on that one and may have to go to the outside.
Yeah, well, we're still at 1:20 to go. Of course, you've got a long backstretch to negotiate, so you can scrub off a lot of time if you're moving 80 miles an hour.
That's right. And plus, if J. Michael really wanted to, he could push the issue and get in front of Jamie Nielsen.
Yeah, he could. You're absolutely right.
Mark, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Andrew Tate might be a tick
I think
early.
he is a tick early. J. Michael Kelly, he's flying up the back stretch. I think he might try to scoot over a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. Boy, Tate, he is early. Boy, J. Michael, I think he's a little early, too. Nielsen might be the best of the three.
Yep, at 40 seconds, and they're going under the bridge. Now Jamie Nielsen getting to the bridge right now to go under it. A half a minute to go before the start. They're really going to have to scrub some speed off.
Looks like Tate's going to be in 2. Yep, J. Michael's inside of him.
No, he's not.
Nope, he's not. Nope, you're right. 10 seconds. It's going to be close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, looks like a good start, and here Jamie Nielsen will lead him across.
Jamie Nielsen across start finish down to corner number 2. Nielsen in and out of the corner. He'll be first in, but it'll be a lot of red and black with the Graham Trucking. Andrew Tate off the corner first in the Graham Trucking and up the backstretch. Oh! J. Michael Kelly got in the rooster tail of Andrew Tate and went way up in the air. The boat's still upright, and he's still trying to keep it going. Jamie Nielsen in second. It'll be J. Michael Kelly that'll keep it running and keep going, but it'll be Andrew Tate underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. Goodness gracious.
Oh, my, a little bit like last week.
Yeah.
When Corey Peabody did the same thing down in Gunnersville, but Andrew Tate, he is in and out of turn number 2. There's Jamie Nielsen. Going into 2 now is J. Michael Kelly. Haven't heard anything on the H1 radio yet, so as of right now, we'll call it as it is on the course. It is Andrew Tate, Jamie Nielsen. They're going to have the 12 run an extra lap just in case.
Coming down third place now is J. Michael Kelly in the U8 Miss Tri-Cities. Looks like everything's still attached to his boat.
Yeah, I'll say I don't see anything unless I didn't look at the canard. But Andrew Tate, Jamie Nielsen still down just about a rooster tail behind. He's pedaling like crazy to try to catch up down the back straightaway. As the race is at the front of the field, J. Michael Kelly, he's trying as well after that mishap coming out of turn 1 on lap 1. But it is still Andrew Tate with the lead, followed by Nielsen and Kelly.
It'll be Andrew Tate getting up to corner number 2. Come down to get the white flag in this 3-lap elimination heat 1B. Tate in and out of corner 2, down towards the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. Nielsen will be off of corner number 2 as well. Jamie Nielsen keeping the pressure on Andrew Tate. Here's Tate coming down he'll get the green flag, and it'll be the white flag for Jamie Nielsen.
Well, again, there's no penalty. They just told Andrew to run an extra lap. That's just what I heard. So Tate is still in the lead. He's in and out of turn number 1 right now. It's pretty rough, but he negotiates it. Nielsen in second. Still looking for J. Michael Kelly. There he is, just completing his second lap. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, we'll call it as it is on the course. Tate, Nielsen, and Kelly just now getting into turn number 1. But back to the top.
Back to the top of the course, it is Andrew Tate. He stretched his lead out over Jamie Nielsen in the U11 J&Ds to about 2.5 rooster tails. Now Tate will get to the entrance pen right now. So it'll be Andrew Tate off the corner. He'll come down to get the white flag, and we'll have to sort out a little bit of confusion. They're going to have Andrew Tate run the extra lap, as you heard Travis mention, just for precautionary measures. On the water, it's Andrew Tate completing his 3rd lap, but he'll get the white flag. They'll bring the white back in, put the checkered flag out for Jamie Nielsen in the U11 J&Ds. J. Michael Kelly just now coming off corner 2, and he'll come across the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line to get the checkered flag as well. It'll be the Miss Tri-Cities in J. Michael Kelly, Andrew Tate.
He's got the canard, so it doesn't look like anything. Doesn't look hurt on the boat.
Andrew Tate up the backstretch, and he'll finish his final lap. He'll just run an extra one for precaution. Again, on the water, it's the 12, the 11, and the 8. And we'll check with the officials to see how they make if there indeed is a call, and I'll be anxious to see the overhead video
Absolutely.
of how that one panned out. Course, and both lids have been closed on our participants here in Heat 2A. Dave Billwalk in the U40, Beacon Plumbing. Andrew Tate in the U12, Graham Trucking. And it will be Dave Billwalk that'll leave the pit area first in the U40, a second place finish. I'm assuming now that he has his 2 heats, he will be good to go.
I haven't heard anything on the radio, but yeah, I would think he should be okay to go wherever he wants to.
I would think so. And there is indeed, with only 2 boats, you're not horribly concerned with lane choice, but you are concerned. If you're Andrew Tate, you have 400 points in your pocket. That's great. If you're Dave Billwalk, you've got 300 points in your pocket, which is great too.
Yep.
So what's your strategy? So are you going to go out and run hard? Are you going to go out and run as hard as you can to try to finish? If you finish first, great. If you finish second, it's a pretty good consolation prize.
That's a really good question.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah, you're right. A good consolation. 300 points, you're still in pretty good shape.
both of these guys are racers, and they're going to race. So
Sure. So we shall see as we are at 3:40 before the start as both boats headed to the upper corner.
up in turn 2 is Andrew Tate and Dave Billwalk. Billwalk coming off of turn 2, coming down the front straightaway. Tate going into turn 2. Billwalk under the bridge and down the front straightaway. The U40, Beacon Plumbing, past the Craig Toyota Body Shop, start-finish line. Had a nice run in his heat this morning, Heat 1A.
Yep. He's down in the lower corner.
Memorial, sponsored by Mark and Linda Wells-Ball.
Halfway through, and now Andrew Tate crossing the start-finish line.
They'll walk up the backstretch, and Tate going around the apex pin of 1. He'll come off the corner and head up towards Dave Billwalk. Billwalk will cut the course around the Grand Prix.
Billwalk cutting through the infield, back chute to front chute. That is a legal tactic.
He'll come through.
Yep. 223.
Andrew Tate will go all the way up underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. Here's my spot. Tate under the bridge. Billwalk through 1 and up the backstretch. So under 2 to go before the start. If Dave Billwalk decides to slide through the Grand Prix course, yes, he will. He will slide through the Grand Prix course and try to cut in front of Andrew Tate to, well, looks like he's going to get, he's actually sliding outside.
Yeah.
So Dave Billwalk will slide outside with now a minute and a half to go. See what Andrew Tate decides to do.
He's going inside.
Well, it could be one of those situations of, no, you take it.
Yeah, no, you take it. Yeah. So Tate's going to have the inside spot, but he's going to be out away from the pins pretty good distance. We're at a minute 15 before the start. They're both in turn 1 now. Exiting turn 1 now is Tate. Billwalk already has. 2-1 mark, 1 minute. 1 minute, and Tate trying to pick up the pace. Still got plenty of time to kill, and I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah, they come off the corner with just a little over a minute to go, and now as we hit just about 40 seconds at the bridge, now they may be
too early
with a little bit too much throttle right now. Still got a lot of weather, a lot of water, got good weather, a lot of water and a lot of time to get down. Now under 30 seconds to go.
We're down to 20. They're going to have to creep down the straightaway here. 15.
Yep, here we go.
10,
They come under the bridge.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. It's a good start. And it'll be Bernard. It'll be a Vilwalk leading him across the line, headed down to the lower corner. It's Vilwalk on the outside. It's Tate on the inside. But there's Andrew Tate, the shorter way around. Hits a big hole down there, though. Scrubs off some speed. Still looking for Dave Vilwalk. Can't find him.
He's in the Rooster Tail.
Yep, he's in the Rooster Tail. You're exactly right. Tate successfully negotiates the lower corner. Halfway up the back straightaway, he's got about a half a Rooster Tail lead.
He's got about a half a Rooster Tail lead over Dave Vilwalk as they head up towards the Milton-Madison Bridge. It's Tate on the inside, Vilwalk on the outside. Vilwalk trying to keep pace on the outside, get good water and keep the RPMs up. They hit the entrance pin of 2. It's Tate that turns left first. Vilwalk will be right behind. He's just a couple of boat lengths behind now. There he shows his nose as they both come out just almost side by side. It is Tate off first, Vilwalk off second. Under the bridge is Tate. Under the bridge is Vilwalk towards the Craig Toyota Body Shop start finish line. It'll be Andrew Tate by now about 4 boat lengths as they cross start finish.
Boats rocking back and forth, sponson to sponson, as Tate gets down to the lower corner first. Vilwalk on the outside, lap 2 of 3. There's Tate. See the spray of Vilwalk, makes it through the corner just fine. Vilwalk swings it wide, keeps the RPMs up. He's now about a Rooster Tail behind. It is Andrew Tate in the black and white. Graham Trucking with the lead, followed by Dave Vilwalk and the Beacon Plumbing second.
Up towards the Milton-Madison Bridge again. They'll come down and take the white flag. It is Andrew Tate that has stretched the lead out to just a little over a Rooster Tail as they head underneath the bridge. Vilwalk still on the outside. Tate still on the inside. He'll turn left, will Andrew Tate. It'll be Dave Vilwalk trying to close the gap to try to shorten up his turn. He actually comes out a little wider this time, does Vilwalk. He's out in lane 4, and Tate will stretch the lead out as they come down to the start-finish line to take the white flag. It'll be Andrew Tate by a Rooster Tail and a half as they cross the start-finish line, completing lap number 2.
Ooh, a layer under the boat of the 12 there. Allows Vilwalk to catch up a little bit. White flag lap one more time around as Tate will get down to the entrance pin first. He'll hang it on the hook, so will Vilwalk. Tate will exit 1 now. Vilwalk exits 1 now. It's still a Rooster Tail lead, and Andrew Tate halfway home on the final lap for another heat victory here in Madison.
After the way the Beacon Plumbing ran last weekend in Guntersville, they'll take what they get today, and indeed it's an improved performance from last weekend. But it's Andrew Tate looking to make it 2 heat wins in a row. He's underneath the bridge and up to the entrance pin of 2. Now Vilwalk underneath the bridge. He's about a Rooster Tail and a half behind. He's to the entrance pin of 2. Andrew Tate off the corner and down the Indiana side of the Ohio River. Tate will come down to the checkered flag and pick up another 400 points. Pending tech inspection. It is underneath the Milton-Madison Bridge, the U12 Graham Trucking. And it's the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line for the victory for Andrew Tate. Second place, a couple of Rooster Tails behind to Dave Vilwalk in the U40 Beacon Plumbing. 300 points for the Beacon Plumbing team. So a couple of second-place finishes for Vilwalk here this afternoon. A couple of first-place finishes for Andrew Tate with another set of elimination heats to go. Tate with the win, Vilwalk with the runner-up position. Again, the U11 was a scratch in this Heat 2A. They are a scratch for 2A only. We'll have to find out what the issue is with the J&Ds, but Jamie Nielsen not able to come off the trailer and make the start. So We'll see what the problem is with the J&Ds, but it was a scratch for 2A only. So the boat's coming back to the dock area. With that, we'll step away, take a break, and come back with our post-race Heat 2A interviews as you listen to Madison Regatta coverage on Works 96.7.
Update.
640.
All these drivers at least have driven hundreds and hundreds of
A lot of work on the Grand Prix going on down below us.
They trained their whole life for this, and it is a tough thing to do. You know, I was.
They'll come up with their additional heats coming up in just a bit.
And I said, here, watch this. And they watched it, they realized, oh yeah, they couldn't just get in there and strap in and drive.
Rob Connett downstairs got something for us. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, Tim, talked to crew members of the U11 as they scratched in Heat 2A. They said it was a sponson that was damaged in the first heat race earlier this afternoon, so the team is grinding, trying to fix that sponson. They're hoping they will still be good for the final later today.
All right, thank you, Rob, very much. If anybody can do wonders with a grinder, it's Scott Rainey.
Scott Rainey,
So,
yep.
yeah, they're going to try to get things ready to go for the final. May not see him out in the third section.
Obviously, that wasn't an issue with any contact. It could have been hit a hole, could have hit a piece of debris. Not 100% sure on that as we're at closing in on 5.5 now before the start of 2B.
Umbrella comes off of Jimmy Shane. They'll close the lid on him. Umbrella's off Corey Peabody. They'll close the lid on him.
Lid already closed on the 8.
Yep.
J. Michael Kelly.
15. We'll now hear from Howard Shaw with H1 Unlimited.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. 5 minutes and green flags on the course, and here we go.
Here we go indeed.
Jimmy Shane. J. Michael Kelly moving. And Corey Peabody moving. Everybody headed toward the Ohio River for the Jim McCormick Memorial Heat 2B. Kelly gets up on plane. J. Michael Kelly, or Jimmy Shane up on plane. J. Michael Kelly already on plane. Corey Peabody trying to do that. Pardon me now. Excuse me.
Well, as always, this 5-minute warm-up period will be rather interesting to see.
Yeah, well, we talk quite often about J. Michael Kelly's pinch hit for getting the inside lane, and Jimmy Shane not afraid to mix it up in there as well either.
And again, same scenario here we saw in the last heat. How hard do you want to run?
Yep.
How much do you want to lay out? Again, long day, still got another elimination heat to go after this one and the final. You got to make it to the final. You got to make it on the front row. You don't want to do anything silly. You just want to advance and make sure you're on the front row, the top row of that final field. You don't want to be one of the two trailers. You want to be up on the front line to try to do what you want to do in order to win the Gold Cup and this 111th running of the Gold Cup.
Everybody up to the upper corner. Well, that answers one of my questions. Is anybody going to cut the course early? But it's not just yet. J. Michael Kelly down, or Jimmy Shane, I should say, down. Across start-finish line. Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. J. Michael Kelly with 3 minutes to go. He is coasting across the start-finish line. Jimmy Shane hard into turn 1. Corey Peabody, he's coming down at a pretty good clip, heading to the lower corner. Shane in and out of turn 1. Kelly's picked up the pace, getting to the entrance pin now. Peabody down 240 before the start. And I would say if there's going to be any games, this is where it's going to start.
It'll start right now as J. Michael Kelly comes off the exit pin of 1 and goes up the backstretch. Corey Peabody will follow suit. Jimmy Shane up in front.
Headed up. Now, what's Kelly do?
We'll see. Will he go all the way up? Will he cut?
Yeah, no, he won't cut. Not yet.
Corey Peabody will go all the way up as well. I think if you're going to see somebody cut the course, it will be J. Michael Kelly coming down on this end this next time.
2 minutes.
With Jimmy Shane out in front of him. JMK can kind of pick and choose what he wants to do based on how much time he feels like he has to kill.
1 minute, 45 seconds until the start. 1:45 away.
Jimmy Shane coming down slowly.
Carol Myers family and Millennium Tool.
Yeah, I think at this pace you can't afford to cut from front to back.
Yep. Here comes Jimmy Shane. Everybody running at about 80 mile an hour, give or take. Shane comes across start-finish line. J. Michael Kelly, the Tri-Cities, comes across. You cutting out? Yep,
there he goes. I think that's too early, though.
He's at 1 minute and 10 right now, and he's going to have to scrub off a lot of speed.
Absolutely.
He's got well
Corey Peabody
over a minute.
cuts.
Oh, yeah, he does.
So Peabody and Kelly both cut, and I believe JMK is way early. Peabody's probably better. Jimmy Shane, I think, is in the catbird seat where he's at.
I would say so at just under 50 seconds, but again, J. Michael Kelly he has got all kinds of time to scrub up. Now, we've seen him before. He zigzagged before.
Yeah, he has. 35.
But the 80 mile an hour rule is not enforced right away. It's checked on the box with GPS after the heat.
25. So right now, Kelly in 1, Peabody in 2, Shane in 3. 20 seconds. Kelly's still early. He's out front, 14. Here we go, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Boy, it's close.
Boy, they hit it right on the
Oh,
first
my. It's under review as Jimmy Shane leads him across. And J. Michael Kelly will have the inside. Corey Peabody caught in a wall of water in the middle of those two, but Kelly gets there first. There's Jimmy Shane trying to come out in lane number 3 as they're through turn 1. Here comes Peabody, but now Kelly starts to stretch the lead out a little bit as they're halfway up the back straightaway.
It is J. Michael Kelly by a couple of boat lengths as they head up towards the bridge. It'll be Kelly on the inside, Shane in 2. Peabody trailing by about 3 Rooster Tails coming back, and now it's J. Michael Kelly that'll lead him into turn 2. J. Michael Kelly, Jimmy Shane, 1 and 2. J. Michael Kelly hooked a little bit up in the corner, and Jimmy Shane comes out side by side with J. Michael Kelly in the Miss Tri-Cities. It is the Goodman Real Estate presents the Miss Home Street with the lead coming down the front straightaway. 1 lap down, 2 more to go. Jimmy Shane out of lane 3 across the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line.
You're exactly right. J. Michael cut a couple of rollers up there, but he's trying to close the distance on the inside of the course as we're on lap number 2. There's Shane. There's Kelly. Kelly's moved over, but Shane with a nice turn. Pretty good. J. Michael Kelly, yep, pretty good. It was a good start.
There you go.
So there you go. So Kelly and Shane hit it right on the money, and J. Michael Kelly, Rooster Tail behind, trying to catch up to Jimmy Shane. Corey Peabody through turn 1 on this end.
Up towards turn number 2, it is Jimmy Shane with a 1 Rooster Tail lead over J. Michael Kelly in the Miss Tri-Cities. It'll be Shane to the corner first. It will now be Kelly to the corner after that. It is Jimmy Shane cutting his turn down just a little bit. He'll cut the turn a little shorter this time, square it off. It'll be Jimmy Shane coming down the front straightaway. The white flag is out. He has stretched his lead out to 2 Rooster Tails now over J. Michael Kelly. Kelly's moved to the outside. Jimmy Shane will complete lap number 2 in the white flag. J. Michael Kelly in second. Corey Peabody in third.
Well, trying to get a little cleaner water is J. Michael Kelly. He's moved to the outside, but it's the longer way around. As Shane through the lower corner, looks pretty good. A couple of hops, but not too bad. Kelly down there right now hits a big hop, another big hop, but he successfully negotiates the lower corner. Corey Peabody crossing the start-finish line. He's into turn number 1, but Shane now stretching it out to 3 Rooster Tails, running away with Heat 2B.
Started on the outside, did Jimmy Shane, but he had a good amount of power going through him and J. Michael Kelly with a good first lap duel, but it was Jimmy Shane taking over on lap 1 in corner 2. Shane into corner 2 for the final time. He'll come off the exit pin of 2 and come down towards the Great Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. Shane off the corner. Now Kelly will come off the corner. Checkered flag is flying. It is Jimmy Shane coming down towards the insurance buoys in the U1. Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street, winner of Heat 2B. Second place to J. Michael Kelly in the U8, Miss Tri-Cities. And third place will be Corey Peabody in the U9, Pinnacle Peak Consulting. And you hit the nail right on the head in the first turn. Corey Peabody a little tardy at the start, and all he had when he got down to turn 1 was a whole lot of water to deal with.
Oh, my goodness. And then a final pretty quickly after that, because River is to be turned back over to traffic at 6 o'clock, I believe.
Oh, is that right?
That's what I heard earlier.
Okay.
So the last 3 heats are going to be pretty quick, I think.
I would say so.
So as far as we know, I will check. Everybody will make the final for the H1s. We'll have 4 on the front and 2 trailers. So
If the
hydro expert Kyle Lives over here.
yes, well, when I want hydro stuff, I know where to
just
go.
go
to.
right there.
I know
Just
where to
go
go
right
to.
there.
Soccer coach extraordinaire, sponsor extraordinaire this
Sponsor
week,
extraordinaire.
this weekend. So yeah, he's on top of things this weekend. So,
Well, as far as you know.
as far as I know, that's right. But all around good guy though.
I'll give you a little credit on that. Yeah.
Yes, he,
yeah.
Does a great job with his insurance business, River City Printing, and of course been involved with the regatta. His dad, Tim, was president in '98. And here we go, countdown. 1 to the 5.
Crap.
They threw you a curve this time, buddy.
Yes, they did. Daggone it.
1 to the 5.
Oh, well. Wouldn't be the first time I messed up. Won't be the last.
No, it won't. It won't.
Now make it 5 minutes.
I can almost see what I'm doing on this thing.
I know, right?
I'm gonna have to get in front of you. I can't see what I'm doing. I'm sorry.
Get out of the way there. So, closing in on the 5 to the 5 for Unlimited 3A. Andrew Tate in the cockpit of the 12. Same goes for Corey Peabody and J. Michael Kelly. Oh, we are at the 5-minute gun. I'm sorry. I apologize. We must have missed the 5 to the 5, so we are inside 5 minutes before the start of Unlimited 3A. As Andrew Tate heads out, Corey Peabody heads out, J. Michael Kelly heads out. All three H1 Unlimiteds are the nose pointed to the middle of the Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse here on the Ohio River in Madison, Indiana. Appreciate you listening. Again, on Works 96.7 FM, WORX, or online at WORXradio.com as Corey Peabody, little stall action, but gets it re-spooled and heads out. I'm Travis Calvert. That's Tim Torrance. And we are now at mark 4 minutes. 4 minutes before the start as Tate comes in and out of turn 1. J. Michael Kelly already up the back straightaway. Corey Peabody just now entering the lower corner as we get set for what should be an exciting Unlimited 3A.
Andrew Tate has a dog in the fight, obviously.
Yep, 2 for 2 so far today.
But that being said, nothing silly here from the 12.
Yeah.
Corey Peabody, J. Michael Kelly, Corey Peabody especially with 2 third-place finishes.
Yep.
He's got to have his best effort right here to make sure he's on the front row of the final.
Exactly. And again, somebody's going to get behind the 8 ball and be the first trailer.
Yep.
And it could very well be Corey Peabody after as good as he was last weekend.
Yeah.
And been less than a great performance from him today as J. Michael Kelly heads toward the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line as Tate and Peabody come out of 2, 3 minutes before the start.
J. Michael Kelly in front of the start-finish line. Here comes Andrew Tate hustling down the front straightaway in the 12, the Graham Trucking. And Corey Peabody.
So everybody down the lower corner. J. Michael Kelly in and out of turn 1. Tate at the apex of the turn. Did you start this?
Yes.
You're there. Okay. So coming down, Tate, Peabody in and out of turn 1. 2:20 before the start, and seen any shenanigans yet?
Not yet. Everybody's been looping around. We'll see what Andrew Tate does with J. Michael Kelly up underneath the bridge. And Tate will also go all the way up. Let's see what Corey Peabody does.
I think at this point you probably should go all the way.
All the way up, and just less than 2 minutes to go before the start.
Now this is going to be interesting as both he and Tate, he being J. Michael Kelly, I wouldn't be surprised to see Tate cut it right here past the start-finish line.
Wouldn't surprise me at all either.
I don't think J. Michael can. 140.
No, but I didn't think he could the last time, and he did.
That's true. Well, he's slowing down. Nope, he's going to go down. Now, let's see what Tate does with 126.
And Corey Peabody coming right up next to him as they cross the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line where Andrew Tate cut. Nope, they'll all go down through.
115. J. Michael might want to scrub off a little speed here.
Where was he at? Seattle a couple, 3 years ago, down the front straightaway, trying to scrub off speed. Went from buoy line to insurance line.
And I believe they thought about calling something on him, but I don't think they
really
did.
Didn't necessarily have a rule in place to do that.
No,
because there was nobody else on the front straightaway.
Exactly. He was just trying to scrub off speed.
Yep.
So 50 seconds Might be a little early again. Tate, it's hard to tell. I can't tell if Tate's going to be on the inside. I think Kelly's got to be on the inside.
I think Kelly's on the inside. Tate will be in 2 and Peabody in 3.
Okay.
I'm looking at it right as we get down to about a half a minute to go before the start.
Drones footage. Kelly in 1, Tate in 2, Peabody in 3. 25 seconds.
Bring it here to the start finish line, Billy.
J. Michael Kelly will come out a little deeper.
15.
Now, J. Michael will have to slow down as they get to the bridge.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Should be a good start, and it's the 2 silver boats and the black boat, red boat in the middle, as Kelly and Peabody will lead them across the line and head down into turn number 1, and they get down there into the first turn, and it's J. Michael Kelly in the U8 Miss Tri-Cities looking for somebody on the inside. There's Andrew Tate trying to close down. He's in the rooster tail, but he's okay, and they'll scream up the back straight away. It's Kelly, it's Tate, and it's Peabody. Actually, Peabody's in second.
Peabody in second, Tate in third. J. Michael Kelly will lead him up in the U8 Miss Tri-Cities. About a half a rooster tail back to Corey Peabody in the U9. About 3 boat lengths back to Andrew Tate in the U12 as they get to the entrance pin of 2. J. Michael Kelly will lead him into 2. He's going to cut that turn close. He comes out right next to the exit pin. J. Michael Kelly with a great turn up in 2. Corey Peabody with a great turn. Andrew Tate with another good turn. And they come down the front straightaway. It'll be Andrew Tate leading them by about a half a rooster tail. J. Michael Kelly across the start-finish line, leader of lap number 1. Corey Peabody second.
Kelly, Peabody, Tate, end of lap 1. We're down to the lower corner again. And J. Michael Kelly, smooth ride. He's around.
J. Michael Kelly hooked the boat, but he came out right side up. He's trying to re-spool it. They're going to let him continue racing. As far as I know, it'll be the U9, the Pinnacle Peak Consulting with Corey Peabody. He will be in first place. 2 boat lengths back to Andrew Tate. Tate trying to catch up on the inside. J. Michael Kelly will re-spool the U8 Miss Tri-Cities.
I think he's got it going. So back to the top of the course.
It'll be Tate on the inside. It'll be Peabody on the outside. Corey Peabody trying to tighten the turn up. They're going to be a drag race to the start-finish line. It'll be Andrew Tate, Corey Peabody, white flag out. 1 more lap to go. It'll be coming down to start-finish. And Andrew Tate, Corey Peabody. It'll be Corey Peabody by a nose at the start-finish line.
Well, J. Michael Kelly's trying to get re-spooled. He's got back up on plane, but it's going to be interesting when they get over here. It's Peabody. It's Tate. They're catching up to J. Michael Kelly. He's trying to get out of the way, but Tate and Peabody are going to have to go outside of him, and because of that, Peabody has to swing wide, and Andrew Tate's going to be able to pick him up, and they're going to scream by J. Michael Kelly. It's Peabody by a half a boat length halfway up the backstretch on the final lap.
It is final lap. It is Corey Peabody and Andrew Tate side by side. J. Michael Kelly limping up the backstretch now, but they'll get to the entrance pin of 2 side by side. Checkered flag will wait for them when they get here. We'll see who makes the better turn. Peabody on the outside, Tate on the inside. I think Tate had a better turn. See how much boat speed they carry down to the start-finish line. They were both awful loose coming down last time. They're awful loose this time. They are side by side. It looks like Andrew Tate might have the better line. Andrew Tate will get the victory by a boat length.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
What a race.
Andrew Tate at the finish line by a boat length over Corey Peabody, and this was J. Michael Kelly's heat to win at the first turn, as it does here at Madison. Came up and bit him. He was lucky to end up right side up with J. Michael Kelly, but he is going to have to go. We're almost ready to go racing here in Heat 3B.
2, 1, mark. 5 minutes. So we will have the 1 and the 40.
1 and the 40, and no 11 for the 3B sequence. There were 2-boat heat between Dave Vilwalk and Jimmy Shane.
So that will pretty much take care of business for our final. If Jamie Nielsen can make it, he will be our trailer.
He will be the trailer.
So the 40, the 12, the 9, and the 1 will be on the front row.
Right.
And the 11 would be the trailer. But Jimmy Shane in the U1, Goodman Real Estate Home Street Bank, looking to go a perfect 3 for 3. He and Andrew Tate would have 3 heat wins this weekend. And the 40 having issues again on getting the fuse lit. Same problem they had on yesterday.
Yep. Dustin Eccles will look at the front of the boat. Now they're going to point the nose out more towards the middle of the river, so maybe everything is a go. Oh, my, got a big fire. There goes Dave Vilwalk.
All right.
Jimmy Shane in turn number 1. As we have boats, a 2-boat field coming out for heat 3B. Jimmy Shane, Dave Vilwalk. 67-year-old Dave Vilwalk, 31-year-old Jimmy Shane.
3:25 before the start as Shane heads toward turn 1, turn 2. And Dave Vilwalk on the lower corner.
Jimmy Shane up in turn 2 right now. Dave Vilwalk going up the backstretch as we have less than 3 minutes to go before the start. Not going to be a whole lot of strategy here for either driver.
No.
They're both going to make it to the final heat. All you got to do is run a clean heat, bring it back to the dock as Dave Vilwalk goes through the infield in the U40 Beacon Plumbing.
I think this heat will be more about where do I want to run than the final.
Right. A learning experience, if you will, to figure out what you want to do coming up at 5:30.
And Jimmy said they had a strategy going into heat 2. Might have been, hey, let's go outside.
Yeah.
And sure enough, of course, Jay Michael was inside like he likes to be. And he said, we just want to see what our combatants would do. And they did exactly what we thought they'd do.
Right.
So there you go.
Take that for what it's worth.
That's right. So 2:05 before the start. Shane up the backstretch. Vilwalk up the backstretch. They'll probably go all the way, I would think.
I would say. I don't know if Vilwalk will or not. Nope. He's going to cut the infield. Dave Vilwalk doesn't want to run all the way up through the upper turn.
To mess up some water again, and Vilwalk is so good at doing. I think this is practice coming up for the course.
So Dave Vilwalk through the infield and down the front straightaway with a minute and a half left to go before the start.
So Vilwalk headed towards turn 1. Jimmy Shane just now crossing the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. And we're headed to the lower corner. Let's see what happens.
Like Dave Vilwalk will kind of hang outside. He looks like he's in 2. We'll see if Jimmy Shane will go inside or outside of him.
Well, our good friend Dave Campbell, Dave Vilwalk, all these years doesn't like lane 1 here.
No, he does not. No, and he's won for about every lane.
Oh, well. So, yep, that's what we're going to have. We're going to have Shane on the inside and Vilwalk on the outside as we head to the upper corner, as we are now at 45 seconds.
Just looking to run it and bring it back to the dock and get ready for the final. Under 40 seconds to go before the start. And again, it'll be Shane on the inside, Vilwalk on the outside as they approach the Milton Madison Bridge. 30 seconds before the start.
I think we're pretty good.
Yep. And it will be off the corner for Shane at 15 seconds. They'll head to the bridge at about 10 seconds. And here we go. Shane on the inside, Bill Walk on the outside. They've got it down. They're coming to the line. It looks like it could be a pretty good start, and it is.
Nope.
It'll be Jimmy Shane that'll carry good boat speed down to corner number 1. Shane will be there first. He'll go in first. Shane will be there around the apex, around the exit pin, and up the backstretch. Dave Bill Walk about a half a rooster tail back now as they come off the corner. It'll be Shane up the backstretch, and then Bill Walk to follow. About 7 or 8 boat lengths ahead now for Jimmy Shane as he heads up towards the bridge. It'll be Jimmy Shane and then Dave Bill Walk. He'll stretch it out to about 3/4 of a rooster tail, will Shane, as they go underneath the Milton Madison Bridge on lap number 1 of 3. Final elimination heat before we get to the finals. Shane up in corner number 2 in the Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street. Off the corner and down the front straightaway. Bill Walk going wide out in lane number 4 off of corner number 2. It'll be Shane off the corner and down underneath the bridge. He stretched that lead out to about a rooster tail and a half. It'll be Jimmy Shane, lap 1 down, 2 more to go, and the Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street.
It is Jimmy Shane headed toward turn 1 for the second time. Dave Bill Walk, as Tim mentioned, about a rooster tail and a half behind as he'll get down to the lower corner again for lap number 2. And the apex looks pretty good. Exit pin looks pretty good. Same thing for Dave Bill Walk. He will successfully negotiate the lower corner as well on lap number 2. It's still Jimmy Shane, followed by Dave Bill Walk. The margin now about 2 rooster tails.
Rooster tail, or the Beacon Plumbing really riding high in the water. Dave Bill Walk walking it back and forth from sponson to sponson as he has all day long down the front straightaway. It'll be Shane under the bridge and to the entrance pin of corner 2. He's there now. Dave Bill Walk trails. He is now to the entrance pin of 2. Shane off the exit pin. He's coming out in about lane number 3. He's off the exit pin and down underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. It's the Goodman Real Estate presents the Miss Home Street. They come down towards the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. White flag out for Jimmy Shane. 2 rooster tail lead for the U1 as he crosses start-finish. Dave Bill Walk. He comes across start-finish right now in the U40 Beacon Plumbing.
Last time to the lower corner. Ooh, a big hop for Dave Bill Walk coming down the front stretch, but he'll bring it back down. Shane in and out of turn 1, pretty good. Bill Walk, same thing, in and out of turn 1, and looks like he's
going to make a move.
Yeah, he sure is. He's really pedaling that thing. It's down to just a rooster tail now. See what happens in the upper corner.
It'll be Jimmy Shane now by a rooster tail over Dave Bill Walk. Bill Walk trying to make a heat of it, and I've seen Bill Walk race enough times to know the final lap for him, if he's trailing, is where he makes his move. Bill Walk still around a rooster tail back of Jimmy Shane. Shane has him covered, but needs to make sure he's got that yellow and black boat in his rearview mirror where it's a safe bet that he's going to come home with a victory to make it 3 in a row. Shane off the corner, underneath the bridge, down towards the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. It is Jimmy Shane making it 3 up and 3 down for the U1. Goodman Real Estate presents the Miss Home Street. First place in Heat 3B. Second place to Dave Bill Walk in the U40, Miss Beacon Plumbing. They started, they finished, no incidents, everybody was clean. Now we can get ready for the final.
Absolutely. They'll bring it back around, put it on the trailer, refuel it, and we should have a final here pretty quickly, I would think, and wrap up this 2021 Madison Regatta and APBA Gold Cup for the 111th time.
Right now, but my
Everyone has a chance.
You better believe that.
Kenny Wasser.
They've been doing a lot of patching and grinding and sanding on the J&Ds to get it ready for the final heat. They ran in Heat 1, picked up a second place finish, and then haven't seen them since.
Yeah, I had a chance to walk down during our, not this break, but the one before, had a chance to walk down. The left sponson has a considerable amount of, I'm not sure if they use Bondo or what it is, but it's not very tall. but it's probably about every bit of 5 to 6 foot long. So if there was a crack, and again, we talked about Scott Rainey and a grinder and a sander, he's pretty good at fabricating. So that's what I saw.
Right.
Didn't see a hole per se, but just maybe like again about a 6 foot long piece that they've worked on that was white in color.
Yeah, and if you don't repair it and try to run it, and you get out here on this water today, it'll probably open itself up, and it would be quite disastrous.
Quickly
it would. And this is something that 100-mile-an-hour tape will not take care of.
No, and Gorilla Tape I don't think would do the thing either.
Oh, probably not.
All right.
Countdown again?
We're inside 1 minute to the 5 to the 5.
1 minute until 5 to the 5 for the
The U9 Pinnacle Peak Consulting coming off the trailer.
Final heat sponsored by Morgan Foods. It's the
Our final boat going in. 5 boats will participate, 4 on the front line, 1 trailer.
The ATVA Gold Cup.
Looking for a safe 5-lapper here. Everybody in and out of turn 1 safely for 5 times. And, well, as we say, we'll see what happens. Every one of the 5 knows the hazards of this river and the hazards of the first turn.
They do, and they have that in the back of their mind.
Yep.
And you know, as we mentioned,
And again, what do
this
you...
morning,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5 to the 5.
5 to the 5. Inside 10 minutes.
How lucky do you feel? How lucky do you feel if I want to take lane 1?
Well, yes, the race fan along the surface.
Well, and I think what Jimmy Shane said is pretty apropos. If you get in there and can make it out cleanly, you've got a leg up on the field. You're squeezed, you're probably going to go for a ride.
Well, and here's food for thought. J. Michael Kelly made one good hard lap in the lead and clean.
And nobody in front of him.
Nobody in front of him. He was leading going into 1 for the second time, and it reached up and bit him, and he's done for the day. So it doesn't have to be on lap 1.
No. It could be on lap 5.
It could be on lap 5. You're exactly right. And once you're through that turn for a couple of times, they just kind of pile up. And you've heard drivers say, with the wind blowing against the current, it just keeps those rollers down there. They don't have a chance to go downstream and dissipate.
2018 winners you mentioned driving the Delta Real Track for
Breeze not nearly as stout as it was earlier in the day.
No.
His father Mark
Nope.
this weekend. Mark won the Gold Cup in 1991, the Winston Eagle.
Now, it will also have to be duly noted that we haven't had a gun jumper today.
Correct.
Now would not be a good time to have one for anybody.
True. And we've not had an encroachment today.
And that would not be a good time for anyone.
Has 11 Gold Cup victories.
That's called shooting yourself in the foot.
Yep. Well, or if we can refer back to last weekend with Andrew Tate at Guntersville, came out, made a mistake in the warm-up period, and was done before the heat started. You don't want to do that either.
Oh. Inside 8 minutes.
Run 5 hard laps, see what happens. Bring it back in one piece.
One piece, but let the chips fall where they may.
Yep. Easier said than done.
Well, that's very true.
You got 5 hard racers out there that want nothing more than to win the Gold Cup.
In about 10 minutes, he was tied the legendary Gar Wood, the first.
So we're getting set for our Gold Cup final heat, thanks to all that have been involved with us. Can I have that cheat sheet?
Yes, you can.
We appreciate all of our sponsors being on board this weekend for our Gold Cup coverage here in Madison. It's been a interesting, fun weekend, and we want to say thanks to our sponsors, including Terry's Heating and Cooling, Taco Bell of Madison, the Jefferson Community Federal Credit Union, Anderson Sales and Service, Supershine Auto Detailing and Window Tinting, Glass Unlimited, Dominion Pest Control, Madison Precision Products, Dr. Elizabeth Pollock, the Farmers Bank of Milton, Craig Toyota Body Shop, Chandler Chevrolet, Arvin Sango, Madison Auto Service Center, and Steinhardt Heating and Cooling. Also our Hydro race sponsors, Suntime Printing, Anderson Sales and Service, the Farmers Bank of Milton, and Super Shine Auto Detailing and Window Tinting. As our countdown continues.
6:20 before the start. Also want to thank Craig Toyota Body Shop for sponsoring the start-finish line. Our Super Shine Auto Detailing and Window Tinting broadcast location, powered by Metronet. Want to thank the Rivertown Grill for lunch today and for snacks yesterday.
Yep.
Want to thank Raisin Blazin' Barbecue at Bedford for lunch yesterday. Want to thank Young Screen Printing in Owenston for T-shirts yesterday.
And Fizza Screen Printing
for our T-shirts today.
World Cup T-shirts today.
Get the official countdown coming up here very shortly with H1 Unlimited and their official Howard
And
Shaw.
5:40.
I see a piece of wood in the front straightaway.
Well, they were asking about safety and rescue is in the course down here on the upper corner, right before the entrance pit at 2. They wanted to know what they were doing, as they were fishing a log out. So they are almost off the course, and there's a small piece, as you mentioned, just past the start-finish line.
Yep.
And we're ready
With 5:20.
for the 111th ACBA Gold Cup, sponsored by Morgan Foods. Stand by for countdown.
Again, we appreciate you tuning in on Works 96.7 FM, WORX, or online at WORXradio.com. I'm Travis Calvert. That's Tim Torrance. 3, 2, 1. Mark. 5-minute period is underway as we'll race for the gold and the Indiana Governor's Cup.
Here we go.
As the 40 starts to smoke again.
They are smoke screening the Graham Trucking guys who are right behind them.
So the 12 out, the 1 out, the 11 out, 12:40, waiting on the 9. And Jimmy Shane headed to turn 1. Jamie Nielsen, Dave Billwalk, Andrew Tate, and Corey Peabody. As everybody on their feet on both sides of the river as the 111th APBA Gold Cup final heat is 4 minutes away right now. Everybody on the lower end of the course down in turn number 1. Jimmy Shane headed up the backstretch. Dave Milwalk headed up that way. Jamie Nielsen, Andrew Tate, Corey Peabody just getting into turn number 1 right now. 3:40 to go.
Jimmy Shane underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. Jamie Nielsen to follow, Andrew Tate to follow, Dave Billwalk to follow, and Corey Peabody to follow as well. Everybody, nope, there goes Dave Billwalk. He'll buzz through the infield and come over to the front stretch.
He has not gone to turn 2 during a milling period all day.
You never know what the crafty guy is thinking.
No, and he doesn't want the inside, so
he hasn't had it all day. Don't expect him to have it now. The Goodman Real Estate presents Miss Home Street coming down in front of the start-finish line right now. The Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line. Jamie Nielsen, who will be the trailer boat, comes in front of the start-finish line, as does Andrew Tate as well. Everybody down to corner number 1. Corey Peabody up in corner number 2.
Dave Billwalk headed up the backstretch. Jimmy Shane in turn 1. There is Andrew Tate. There is Jamie Nielsen. So everybody but Corey Peabody headed up the backstretch. Nope, and Dave Billwalk going to cut the Grand Prix course. And then down to turn 1 again with 2:20 to go.
2:20 to go. Jimmy Shane will head all the way up towards the bridge. Here comes Corey Peabody by start-finish. Jamie Nielsen goes up.
Andrew Tate going to head up.
Andrew Tate will indeed head up as well. Dave Billwalk through turn 1. Whoop. Let's see. Somebody will cut the course. That is Corey Peabody.
Yep.
Now let's see what Dave Billwalk does. Here's going to be an interesting scenario. He's going to go to the infield again.
Yeah, here he comes.
Jimmy Shane down the front straightaway.
Oh, boy. Okay.
He gave Jimmy Shane enough room.
Yep.
Of course, if you're going to cut through the infield, the boat on the front straightaway has the right of way.
Correct. He's going to move over.
Minute and a half.
Jimmy may want to get one.
There's Jamie Nielsen. There's Andrew Tate. Corey Peabody all the way up in corner number 2. He'll come down and I'm sure cut the course prior to turn 1.
Well, Jimmy Shane looks like he's going to try to sneak in there on lane 1, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Dave Villock, the crafty veteran, looking like lane 2, but we're going to have to slow down because we're way early at 1 minute. So we are at 1 minute before the start of the Gold Cup final. Villock leads them down up the backstretch. Then it's Shane. Nielsen's going to have to slow down. He's got to be the trailer. And Corey Peabody cuts the course, and Andrew Tate coming up behind everybody at 45 seconds.
At 45 seconds up the backstretch, clock continues to wind down. Corey Peabody will come up and catch up with the field. And again, Jamie Nielsen has to start right behind the field. We are at 25 seconds before the start. Everybody goes to turn 2. They start to fan out up in turn 2. It'll be Shane in 1, Villock in 2, Tate in 3. On the outside is Peabody in 4. We're at 11 seconds. They underneath the bridge, 9 seconds. Hopefully they're not too early.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, looks like a clean start, and we're racing in the final as Dave Villock will lead him across. It is a good start. We're headed to turn number 1. The first boat to get out here is going to be Jimmy Shane in the U1 home street. Hits a hole. That allows Villock to catch up, and he makes it through all right. Jimmy Shane in the home street. The Goodman Real Estate presents the home street. Everybody else in the wake behind him, they make it through the first turn all right. But it's Shane leading the pack up the backstretch.
Jimmy Shane by about 2 boat lengths over Dave Villock. Back to Corey Peabody and also back to Andrew Tate. He's lost in the Rooster Tail as 3 go into turn 2. Almost side by side. It'll be Shane there first. We'll see if somebody peeks their nose out. Shane's got the course under control now off of corner number 2. It'll be Shane. It'll be Tate. Where's Villock? There he is. He's falling back. It'll be Jimmy Shane underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. They're running 5 this time. First time all weekend they've ran that many. Andrew Tate trying to run down Jimmy Shane. It'll be Shane on the inside, Tate on the outside. Shane by about 3 boat lengths as they cross the start-finish line. Here is Corey Peabody. Dave Villock is falling off the pace.
Dave Villock, I believe, has been assessed a 1-minute penalty for encroachment. Jimmy Shane back to the front of the field, though. Boy, it's rough down there in turn number 1, but he'll make it through, which will allow Andrew Tate to close the gap. He's close to within 3 boat lengths on the outside. Corey Peabody makes it real wide on the outside. As Villock slows to 4th, Nielsen in 5th. But at the front of the field, Jimmy Shane has extended the lead now by a half a rooster tail on lap 2.
He's trying to hold lane 1 down, but it's really, really rough down in turn number 1. They're on lap number 2. It'll be Shane up to the bridge, and he leads Andrew Tate by about a half a rooster tail. Shane into turn 2. It'll be Shane coming off the exit pin of 2. Towards the Craig Toyota Body Shop start-finish line, coming down the front straightaway, running right into the wind, coming up the river. It'll be Jimmy Shane coming down to complete lap number 2. 2 down, 5 to go. It'll be Jimmy Shane in the U1 Goodman Real Estate Home Street Bank, and Andrew Tate losing the tail feathers on the back of the Graham truck.
You're exactly right, and that'll affect it a little bit, so we'll have to see what happens as we're on lap 3, and there it just flew off. The back feathers, the back wings of the 12 just flew off as Jimmy Shane hits a really rough hole down in turn number 1. Andrew Tate steers clear of it. He's pedaling for all he's worth up the back straightaway, trying to catch Jimmy Shane. Corey Peabody, he smooth ride through turn 1. And we look down, Jamie Nielsen has passed Dave Villock, but it's a rooster tail length lead for the Home Street U1.
Jimmy Shane in the Home Street Bank as Andrew Tate tries to reel him in without any tail feathers. Dave Villock in 5th place now. It'll be Shane up to the second corner. He'll get there first. Andrew Tate, a rooster tail behind in second. About 3 rooster tails back to Corey Peabody. Shane off the corner. They'll come down and complete lap number 3 of 5. Underneath the Milton Madison Bridge, Jimmy Shane, he'll move out away from the buoys a little bit, try to find a little bit smoother water. It is Jimmy Shane coming down, a rooster tail up. 3 up, 2 more to go. It is Shane. It is Tate across the start-finish line. Down to turn 1 again.
Yep, and you're right. Jimmy Shane has moved out away from the buoy line to try to get some cleaner water, and he will tiptoe his way through the lower corner. A much better ride that time on lap 4. But boy, Andrew Tate has got the pedal to the metal. He is trying to catch Jimmy Shane. He is closing, and then he'll fall back. Jimmy said that he had great cornering speed this weekend, but back to third. Corey Peabody is in good shape. Here comes Nielsen. Dave Villwalk in 5th, but another lap and a half for Jimmy Shane.
Up to the bridge goes Jimmy Shane. He's got a Rooster Tail lead over Andrew Tate. Shane into turn 2. Dave Villwalk running on the outside. It'll be Shane coming out of the turn first. It'll be Tate coming out of the turn second. They'll come down to take the green flag. They'll lap Dave Villwalk. They'll get the white flag for Shane, and it looks like Andrew Tate has fallen back to 2 Rooster Tails down. Oh, he gets real high, does Jimmy Shane. He'll cross the start-finish line. Tate now in second by about a Rooster Tail and a half down. Final turn on lap number 5 for Jimmy Shane.
Yep.
He'll try to tiptoe his way through turn number 1 again. He'll get through the turn, off the exit pin, up the backstretch. It'll be Andrew. Tate looks like Tate may have moved a little closer to the Rooster Tail of the U1, but it's about a Rooster Tail and a half now for Jimmy Shane. About 3 Rooster Tails back. That's Dave Villwalk in 5th, but the leader is on the final lap as he'll head up towards the Milton Madison Bridge. Travis, bring him home.
And he's exactly right. Jimmy Shane with one more turn to go to bring home his 5th Gold Cup victory in his career. He'll hang it on the hook on the apex of turn number 2. He'll go out way wide, and he will come down. As Andrew Tate slides inside, it is going to be the U1 with a big hop right there. He's got less than 1,000 feet to go. Your 2021 APA Gold Cup champion, Jimmy Shane, and the Home Street Goodman Real Estate.
Second place to Andrew Tate in the U12 Graham Trucking with no tail feathers on. It'll be back to third place to Corey Peabody in the U9 Pinnacle Peak Consulting. Fourth to the trailer boat. It'll be Jamie Nielsen in the U11 J&Ds, and a 5th to Dave Villwalk in the U40 Beacon Plumbing. And you said Villwalk received a penalty on an encroachment.
Correct. Turn 1, I'm not sure. I think it was turn 1, lap 1, I believe.
Gotcha.
Jamie Nielsen, as you mentioned, will come down and get 4th place points as he makes the turn toward the home stretch. And again, Dave Villwalk came unhooked a little bit probably down in turn number 1.